First at 6, as ISIS claims responsibility for the terrorist attacks today in Brussels, there is criticism tonight over this country's response.
GOP presidential candidate Texas Senator Ted Cruz says this attack underscores the fact we are in a war with radical Islam. And he insisted the U.S., quote, empower law enforcement to patrol and secure Muslim neighborhoods before they become radicalized.
In the wake of Brussels, we don't need another lecture from President Obama on Islamophobia. We need a commander-in-chief who does everything necessary to defeat the enemy.
Senator Cruz cites our lengthy border with Mexico as a major security threat.
The Texas Department of Public Safety recently invited our Phil Prazen to see firsthand what it was like down there. Phil, you have more on that.
Well, Robert, Shannon, DPS Director Steve McCraw told me they apprehend people on our southern border from all over the world, including from countries where ISIS is active. Now, the Border Patrol only classifies those people as special interest aliens. Cedar Park Republican Tony Dale has asked Congress to declassify the country of origin to let the public know more about who's trying to get in. He's one of many state leaders looking for ways to improve safety. If you remember, after the Paris attacks, Texas leaders decided to try and stop Syrian refugees from resettling in Texas. That was tied up in the courts. Many claim that anti-Muslim rhetoric led to the vandalism of a Pflugerville mosque shortly after. Professor at the LBJ School of Public Affairs, Jeremy Surrey, says the risk is there for a terrorist attack in Texas, but a small risk. He says terrorism is nothing new and that it's less likely in unified and cooperative societies.
Terrorism is an ancient form of a weapon of the weak. When the strong have the guns and the money and the institutions, what do? You don't fight them head on. You look for the weak points and you attack those weak points. You exploit vulnerabilities.
Texas Congressman and Chairman of the Homeland Security Committee, Michael McCall, reinforces one point from Professor Surrey. American Muslims are more integrated and connected to the rest of their communities, while in France and Belgium, Muslims are more ostracized, which leads some to acts of terrorism. Robert, Shannon.
All right, Phil, thank you very much for that. The Congressional Homeland Security Committee puts out a terror threat snapshot every month. The latest one shows 8 people have been arrested so far in 2016 for terror-related acts, including plots, lying to authorities, and weapons charges. Those arrests happened in 7 states, including Texas. And ISIS-linked plots in the U.S. have been growing over the past 2 years. Investigators have identified 79 plans to launch attacks on Americans in just the past 3 months. And we will have much more on the risks to Texas tonight at 9 and 10 o'clock on KXAN. And for all of the latest developments, go to KXAN.com, where you will also find a timeline and a photo gallery from the Brussels attacks.